Welcome to Airwaves and Archives, your monthly connection with the Salem Public Library located in the heart of our wonderful community at 403 North Jackson Street. Now let's turn the page and talk about all the latest happenings here at our library with Sally Granowski.
Hello and welcome to this month's episode of Archives and Airwaves. I am your host, Sally Granowski, and today I am joined with the always lovely Miss Kate McBride. Kate, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. Today we are going to talk about the library website as well as the Wolfner Talking Library, which is wonderful. I didn't know that we had that here. So jumping right into the website, I will be honest with you, I've been a patron here at this library for well over a year. I don't think I've ever poked around on the website.
There is a drop-down menu, How Do I? And it has all kinds of information from how to reserve a meeting room to how to put a book on hold. Is that on there?
Yes, and how to check out a book and how to get a library card.
Nice.
Yeah.
I should poke around more often.
And can you remind us what is the web address for the library, please?
SalemPublicLibrary.net.
All one word.
Correct.
How often is the website updated?
It's typically updated at least once a month because we do put the library newsletter on our website.
Okay.
That's in a separate drop-down area. We also go in and keep programs on the calendar.
Oh, okay. So upcoming story times and events and what have you.
Right. The food drive, the Giving Tree, summer reading program. In just a matter of weeks, we'll have the Hibernation Reading Challenge on that calendar.
I always participate, but then I always forget to bring it in.
You are not the only one. What matters is that you're reading.
Yes, and we read a lot. When does that start, by the way?
It will start before the new year, between Christmas and New Year's Day.
Okay, so the Hibernation Reading Challenge typically starts the week after Christmas, though?
Right.
Oh, okay. Wonderful.
And then it will run into February.
Okay.
And that's for all ages, from early literacy, so preschoolers, all the way up through grown-ups.
Do you guys update the website, or do you outsource that?
That is a wonderful thing about our new website. Staff is able to update that. So we can log on and make any changes or additions as needed. If there's something that, a news article that we think might be appealing to our patrons or helpful, we can log in and add the link. Staff is able to update the website now that we have this new website.
We're going into wintertime. The weather here is very unpredictable. If there's a closure or a reschedule that needs to happen, that can be updated to the website, and it'll be fairly quickly.
Yes, there's a ribbon, I guess would be the best way to describe it, near the top of the page that is generally red or pink, and we'll make those announcements if the library does need to close or if the opening needs to be delayed.
Okay, well, that is good to know. Thank you, Kate.
You're welcome.
Okay, moving right along. The Wolfner Talking Library, and that is a speaking library / a Braille.
Correct.
Okay, can you tell me about that?
That is through the State Library, the Missouri State Library in Jefferson City, through the Secretary of State's office. It is full of fantastic resources. It is available to Missourians of all ages who are unable to read standard print materials, whether it's due to visual impairment, blindness, or other physical disability, whether that is temporary or permanent. I do have applications here at the library, and I am able to help an individual complete that application, and then I get it sent to the Wolfner Library for approval. And from that point, once a patron has been approved, they communicate directly with the Wolfner Library in Jefferson City, and everything is handled then through the mail or online. And it's completely free to those who qualify.
That is so neat.
It's tremendous. The resources, I don't know that folks really understand all that is available. So hopefully, through hearing this, a lot of tremendous resources, materials will be opened.
I love that so much.
They offer all kinds of materials, whether it's large print, books, magazines.
Oh.
They have access to newspapers. It's my understanding that that is an online resource.
Okay.
Whether you listen to the newspaper being read or whether it's magnified online, I'm not sure. But that is something that we could find answers to.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, of course, they're Braille, as you'd mentioned. There were Braille books available.
Yeah.
We have a player, a cassette player here in the library on display if anyone would want to come in and look at it.
Okay.
It's the type of player that Wolfner will mail to a qualified participant. That person keeps that player at home, and periodically Wolfner will mail them cartridges with books preloaded that play only in that machine.
Oh.
And then the patron can return that through the postal service to the Wolfner Library. It's all free.
So they come in for the application that you can help them fill out.
Correct.
And then are they responsible for mailing it out, or will the library mail it out for them?
I will get the application to Wolfner.
Okay.
I typically fax it. Then Wolfner will contact the patron. It's my understanding that they'll generally ask the patron what kinds of materials they're interested in, including what genres they like to read, if there are certain subjects about which they are curious or authors that they prefer. They also have television programs and films that are available with descriptive narration. So
That's fascinating.
It's endless. It really is. And they really want to help people. They just need people to reach out and ask for the help.
Sure. Okay, now next question about that. And this might be a very silly question, but do you know if it's current material as well, like the bestsellers?
It's my understanding that they keep it as up to date as they can, just like a library here or any other library.
Sure.
There's sometimes a waiting list for the more recent publications.
Sure.
Or more popular titles. And then to a certain extent, just like this library or any other, they're limited in what their budget will allow.
Sure.
So they do constantly add large print books. In fact, when we weed our collection here, if those books are in nice condition and Wolfner can use them, we'll send them to Wolfner so that they can expand their large print collection to have more things available for their patrons.
I love that all of the libraries are connected and they work together, and it's just, when one succeeds, they all succeed. So
That's the truth. Our goal is to help people. The Wolfner Library does have staff with special training so that they are more knowledgeable in what materials or devices might be most useful to patrons that have visual impairments or other needs. You had mentioned, or we had discussed, the Hibernation Reading Challenge.
yes.
I think it's important to note that Wolfner has challenges like that also for their patrons. They do, for all ages. They do that in winter and summer, just like we do here. And that's handled online. So that would be something to consider for those who get excited about reading and want to participate in a challenge. They can do that through Wolfner. There are also book clubs through Wolfner that are done via Zoom. Those are available online. There are workshops also. So those may range from instructional videos, general presentations by authors, librarians, or other professionals. Those are bi-monthly.
It's so much more than just contact them for books for the visually impaired. It's a whole library with events and all. Oh, I love that.
It is a library. And may I give their website?
You absolutely can. Please do.
The Wolfner Library website is www.sos.mo.gov/Wolfner. That's WOLFNER. I have a phone number for them also.
Oh, yes, please.
Wolfner may be contacted toll-free at 1-800-392-2614.
Thank you so much, Kate. Hopefully somebody hears this and says, you know what, hey, I have a family member who could very well benefit from this, and then gets them signed up. I love that so much.
That would be fantastic.
That really would be.
If folks have questions about Wolfner Library, they can always call the library here, which is 573-729-4331.
Okay.
Or they can drop in and just ask, and if I don't know the answer, I will find the answer out.
The library is closed Christmas Eve, Christmas, and New Year's Day, correct?
Correct.
And you guys have normal hours on New Year's Eve?
We do. We close at 5.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
That's been this month's edition of Airwaves and Archives. Remember, we're more than just books at the Salem Library. We have public computers, ebooks, movies, as well as many different programs and workshops. Come by and visit us at 403 North Jackson Street in downtown Salem or online at salempubliclibrary.net to stay connected. Thank you for listening to Airwaves and Archives on KSMO 1340 AM, 95.7 FM, and online on KSMO Media.